What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It, ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for all of your support, all of your love. It has not gone unseen. I appreciate all of it, all the shares, the emails, everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today I am joined by Inspirational Explorer, the beautiful Lo.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know you got a tight schedule. Where are you from? Where do you represent?
I am from Atlanta, Georgia, Southwest Atlanta. We call it SWAT.
Yeah, the SWAT.
Born and raised. However, my dad raised me in Atlanta, but my mom lived in D.C. growing up, and so they would ping pong me back and forth. And so, although I'm from Atlanta, I definitely have ties to D.C.
Gotcha. But, we're going to claim you, AT Alien. We got you on that.
I'm official Cascade Venetian Road, okay?
All right. So first and foremost, let's talk about CANT STAY PUT. How did that company start?
Okay, so it's a little bit of a story, but I think your listeners would appreciate it. And so the 25th year of my life, I think I was going through a quarter-life crisis. That's what I've been calling it. And it was that year that I was like, I wanted more purpose in my life, and I just felt like I wasn't doing something that was very specific to who I was. I was an event and marketing manager out in California at the time, working in the restaurant industry. I was doing my job well, was making good money, living in California, but I just didn't feel like that is what God put me on earth to do. And I wanted to start on whatever that journey was that God put me on earth to do. And so kind of was in a months of depression. At the time, I didn't think it was depression, but now that I look back, I realized that I was. And so for my 25th birthday, I went to Maui because I was like, if I'm here on my birthday, I'm probably going to have a mental breakdown. And so for my 25th birthday, I went to Maui, and on my actual birthday, I prayed to God. I said, God, please reveal to me my purpose. I promise I'll run 100 miles per hour towards it. And so I got back to California, and I put in my notice. Still didn't have a clue what I wanted to do, but I was like, this is my signal to the universe and to God that I'm serious. You know what I mean? It's one thing to talk about it, but it's like, I'm going to do my part. I need you to do your part. Like, I'm ready. And so it was a 3 months notice because in events, prime time is the holiday season. And so I was going to the holiday season. I was like, okay, cool. I got to make as much money as possible. I had a base salary and I made commissions. So I was like, cool. So I was booking events left and right, 3 or 4 or 5 events a day. And I finally got to January 15th, 2013, and I quit. And there were tickets back to Maui for $250 round trip. And I was like, you know what, let me go back to the place that kind of inspired all of this, And so I went back, and I was on my Eat, Pray, Love, Kumbaya, meditation. And I did this experience, the Road to Hana, which is a very, sacred experience that kind of takes you all around the island to this waterfall. And so I was in the bamboo forest, and, God was like, you need to figure out how to do this. And I was like, this? Like, what is this? Like, you need to figure out how to inspire people with your experiences. And then I thought about my life, and I was like, you know what? It's not a coincidence that I started flying by myself at 5. So like I mentioned before, I was raised in Atlanta, but my mom moved to D.C. when I was 5, so they were literally ping-ponging back and forth. I've never known a life without travel. And there was a seed of fearlessness that was planted in me at a very, very young age. And so at that point, I was like, you know what, this is a privilege that most kids, let alone adults, will ever get to experience. I need to figure out a way to use this privilege to help people. And I was like, I'm going to be an inspirational explorer. Made the title up. And I was like, okay, cool. So came back to California, and I was like, I'm very much a visionary person, not an operational person. So I'm like, got the vision, but what does that mean I need to do tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like, how do you even go about doing this? And I happened to run into a life coach, and I said, I have an idea what I want to do, but I don't really know how to do it. And I was like, and I don't have any money to pay you. And essentially he said, a lot of people want to change their life, but they don't want to put forth the work. I'll much rather you not waste my time than pay me. And I was like, well, I don't have no choice, So we met up 2 or 3 days later, and essentially what he said was, Lauren, you are what it is that you want to be already. The world just doesn't know it. And he was like, you need to create a platform for yourself and stand on that so people can see you as who you really are and start to brand yourself as that. And I was like, cool, we met one time. That night I started CANT STAY PUT. And from there, I broke my lease in my apartment. I was like, if I'm building a brand that requires me to be out in the world, I don't want to worry about how to pay rent. Moved all my stuff into my friend's basement, and I said, I don't know after I'm going to be here, but when I'm here, I'm probably going to need a place to crash and probably something to eat, but I'll cook and clean in exchange for that. And then I kind of posted up in LA, and ironically, I was homeless for 3 years. And so, just to kind of talk about that sacrifice, it's like that was a major part of the sacrifice that I needed to make to build the CANT STAY PUT brand. And over the years, what I've realized is, I shared a lot of the background scenes of what it's like to create your own lane. And I was very transparent about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And what I realized was that CANT STAY PUT was a lifestyle. And travel was the conduit in which I was spreading that gospel. So it was way bigger than what I thought it was initially, right? I thought it was just, to get people to travel. It's like, no, I'm using my light and what's specific to me to help ignite the light in others. And, how are other people living this CANT STAY PUT lifestyle? How can I ignite that within them? And so kind of back to the start of it, after I, broke my lease and kind of built this platform, I was like, I have to put together my first major project under this brand, because it's one thing to tell people that you've been doing this your whole life, and it's another to actually show people. And I was like, I'm going to go to Southeast Asia and travel on $30 a day. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no job. I was sleeping on my friend's couch in LA at this point. And she was like, how are you going to do this? And I was like, I don't know, and I changed the screen saver on my phone and my computer to Southeast Asia, and I put together this proposal, if you will, to try to raise money. And I would send it out to tons of people. People were like, it sounds like you're running away from your life, and, go buy a book, or, people just weren't interested. People weren't responding. And, but I had this conviction about it, right? Because I'm like, I wouldn't have quit my job if I felt like I couldn't make something of it, because my whole life has been engulfed in being in the world. I know this is specific to me, and I know I can figure out how to make this into something, right? And so I finally ran into somebody that I had met in my previous job and gave them my spiel, my pitch, and they ended up giving me $2,500. Wow. And essentially he said, I very rarely come across passionate people like this, because so many people are in their mundane, complacent lives that it's very rare that you run into somebody who is just over the top passionate and has this conviction. And he was like, I really don't know what you're trying to do, you know what I mean? But I want to be one of those people that believed in you from the beginning. And he gave me $2,500. And this wasn't a family member or a friend. And so oftentimes, when outside people believe in you, it's not hard to get other people to believe in you. And, and from there, I ended up raising $7,000, went to Southeast Asia, and documented. And that was kind of the official launch, if you will. And from that, a lot of some of everything to kind of get that brand going. But that was kind of my journey to get to that point.
Wow. That is incredible. That I'm at a loss for words, Lo. See there? I usually, how, I got my list of questions and things. I'm like, wow, that's a lot to take on. And
it's so, I know, it's so hard sometimes to dive into what aspects and, because when we talked before, it's like that sacrifice. And not up until a year ago, literally, I was living on people's couches. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, I have a lot of homeboys that I would crash, and guys are disgusting. You know what I mean? But you can't tell a man to clean up their house if you're not paying no rent, or even your girlfriend. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you're not throwing no money on the rent. And so, or having your own personal space. You can't be in somebody else's house and be rude, but, you may not feel like talking to nobody. Because you don't have that luxury of, shutting people out because you're in somebody else's space.
Right.
But yeah, my journey has been filled with sacrifices, like
Yeah.
from the very beginning to now.
But you said something earlier that was very important, and I believe it's very impactful, is that you had to, basically put your money where your mouth was. You said, okay,
Yeah.
God, you put this on my heart. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take that leap out on faith. And I'm
Mhm.
going to do something that people will laugh at you. People laugh at me out the gate, girl.
Mhm.
They will laugh at your
Mhm.
ideas. They will downgrade it. They will say that you're foolish, you're crazy, you're not realistic. But when you have vision on what you're
Yes.
supposed to be doing, and when you have vision and you see the end goal, nobody else sees it. But you know what?
Right.
That's okay. They're not meant to see it. As long as you
Right.
see it, that's really what counts with it. And so I love that aspect of you telling that portion of your story. So let's talk about, now from the company to this movement, this event, No Flight Necessary.
So, this No Flight Necessary event is really me bringing the world to people.
Mm.
And, I have been very fortunate and blessed to to be able to travel the world, right?
Right.
And a part of my platform in business allows me to see the world. But the reality is that's not the average for, the common person, right? But how do you still allow people to experience that beyond a social media post or beyond a blog post? Because, when we're in this digital age to where there's this, I'm not doing what this person is doing, so you may feel a little bit less than about yourself and your situation. It's like, I want to get rid of that. It's like, at this No Flight Necessary event, you will be able to experience the world. So I'm bringing you, there will be Indian women doing henna, and not just because it's cute. It's like, why do Indian women get henna? What is the backstory behind that? Or I will have you be able to taste South African barbecue or Cuban coffee and, taste shark from Iceland and learn about, the story of Che Guevara and Fidel Castro. So it's like a play on your fifth grade multicultural fest before adults. And also, just honing in on the fact that there is no fight necessary to be great.
Mm.
You don't have to do something extravagant to be living your best life, right?
Yeah.
And so, I'm doing this event in Atlanta because I'm from Atlanta, and I wanted to bring it to where it all started. But, I really wanted to, like I said before, I want to bring the world to people because I think that, in this day and age, like I mentioned before, you may even get to travel. And that's another thing with this Black travel movement. There are a lot of people of color that get to travel now. However, because of social media, it's become a stunt. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, what are you really experiencing when you go in places? Are you experiencing, or are you just taking pictures so you can show it off?
Right.
And by all means, there's nothing wrong with living it up and turning it up. But it's just like, let's not forget the true point of being able to go to different places.
Right.
Let's not go to different places to try to make our followers feel less than because they're not doing what we're doing. Mm. You know what I mean? And I think for me and what I do, I tell people, like, I can't stunt on people and then lead them at the same time.
Yeah.
You can't lead people and then try to stunt on them. Mm-hmm. That doesn't work. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so with this event, it's to kind of address that and kind of take people from being spectators to being experiencers. So this event has been designed to stimulate all 5 of your senses. So you'll be smelling different spices from another country. You'll be able to touch fabrics. You'll be able to see art and media. You'll be able to taste South African wine. And so it's this really immersive event so that, you may get a week or 2 weeks off a year. And you're like, I always want to go to India. But after going to this event, I know I'm going to India. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or I always want to go to Iceland. But after experiencing this activation, I know I'm going to go. You know what I mean? So it's really trying to give people that taste. But on another front, I also have incorporated a panel discussion where I am showcasing people that live a CANT STAY PUT lifestyle. And so for me, a CANT STAY PUT lifestyle is defined by somebody who is making moves every single day to create the life that they want, right? There are people that travel and, may be collecting passport stamps that don't live a can't stay put lifestyle. They may be perpetrating like they're living their best life out of the country, but come home to a life of mediocrity, right?
Yeah.
So, and there are people that I follow that are making moves every single day, busting their ass and to lay this foundation to greatness, that are living this can't stay put lifestyle. And so I have this panel discussion to kind of showcase people that have found what is specific to them to be the foundation to their can't stay put lifestyle. Travel just happens to be very specific to me, and that has been my foundation to my greatness. And so I want to have this panel discussion so people can say, I may not do what Lo does, but I identify with this person, or I identify with this person. And like, you know what? I am living a can't stay put lifestyle. You know what? I am becoming the best version of myself. And oftentimes with that, travel is a part of that. You know what I mean? And I don't want to not travel because that's very important. But, you should be traveling so that it inspires you to live your best life holistically, not just when you're out of the country, right? And so this event is a celebration of culture. It's a celebration of fearlessness. It's a celebration of entrepreneurship. It's a celebration of courage. And so if people want to be inspired, if people want to, network with other people or just, feel like they're amongst other people that want more out of life, then that event is for you.
Wow. I hope y'all are listening, because I got some global listeners out that's tuned to you, girl, downloading. All right, Lo, so for some of the listeners that may not be in the A-Town, sad face, teardrop, is this event going to be traveling?
Yes. So right now, it is a 3-city event series. The first one is kicking off in Atlanta, November 5th. The second and third one is in D.C. and Oakland. Those dates will be released at the end of the month. And so I'm starting in these 3 cities because these 3 cities are very integral to my journey. Atlanta, that's where I'm from. D.C., that's where I used to ping pong back and forth, but I'm also a Howard alum. And Oakland is where I kind of had my first young adult experience, and that's where I quit my job. And so I'm bringing the experience to these 3 places first, but I've been getting, such great feedback domestically and internationally. Like, can you bring this to us? I want to be able to experience different cultures from around the world in an authentic way. And so I need to make Atlanta pop. You know what I mean? So we get the sponsorship together so this can go on tour, so people can experience No Flight Necessary everywhere.
Well, Lo, I can speak for myself, and I'll say most of Atlanta, we're proud of you. We thank you. We celebrate you. And this is an incredible movement for you to be a young person and to pull something like this together and to sacrifice like you've done is phenomenal. And I applaud you.
Thank you.
I applaud you on that.
You.
With such a movement, it continues to evolve and continues to build and grow. What would be maybe your next step?
So actually, I've been telling people, I've been in a transition that I've been calling transitioning from a founder to a CEO, right? And when I first started Can't Stay Put, it was a brand.
Right.
It wasn't a business, right? Because I didn't really know how it was going to become a business. And so I oftentimes tell people that I used to work gigs to fund the brand.
Right.
To getting gigs because of the brand, right? Because what ends up happening is when you're creating this brand or creating, your vision, you're building up a skill set that can be monetized.
Right.
And so for the past couple of years, it's almost been like research and development, to where I've been hired to do a lot of different things from scout locations, branding, marketing, everything. And so based off of that, I've kind of been taking that as like, what do I want the business behind my brand to be, right? And been going through that transition, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to finally base somewhere, because I was like, I need to anchor myself so I can soar. And so for the last year and a half, I've been going through that transition, and I've been telling people I've been in Create Your Own Lane College for the last 4 years, and now I'm graduating. And this No Flight Necessary is like my dissertation, or the culmination of the last 4 or 5 years. And so at the actual event, I will be announcing what the business behind the brand is. And so instead of having a launch party or something like that, it's like, how can I be creative to make this way bigger than that? Because, launch party is like a me type of thing.
Right.
And I want to always do more than that. And so that's why I was like, how can I kill 5 birds with one stone. And so I will be announcing exclusive details about what the business behind the brand is, the future of No Flight Necessary, and also the humanitarian aspect to the brand as well. So there's a lot of things to be, laid out. And, I always tell people that, even with my journey, a lot of the answers came from being on the journey. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes people want the answers before they start, but oftentimes it doesn't work that way. Right. You have to be fearless enough to start and be confident knowing that answer to how you're going to do this, it may come 3 or 4 months later, but you have to be on that journey to get to that answer. So you can't paralyze yourself because you don't know everything. You're not going to ever know everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it's taken me almost 4.5 years to get to where I am. I've done a lot of different things. I've sat at the whiteboard, thrown something up. Oh, that didn't work. All right, let me try something else. Let me throw this up there. But you just have to be that persistent. And I think, when you are walking in your purpose, that persistence and that, making those sacrifices is not hard.
Right.
Because you know that you're doing it is bigger than yourself. You know that what the work or the business or whatever you're doing and putting out into the world is affecting many and many people. And that is what God called you to do. And so for you not to do it, that's a slap in his face. You know what I mean? Yeah. You were put here for a reason. You got to serve. And so when you recognize the higher calling on your life, you'll make those sacrifices. You'll be fearless. You'll take that leap of faith. There's so many stories that I have where it's like, it wasn't nothing but God holding me down. You know what I mean?
For real.
So, I always just want to tell people, like, go, and my mantra is go, do, be. And I tell people that, you got to go out here and do a lot. And, for people who haven't figured it out yet, sometimes you have to be doing to figure out what you want to do, right? Mm-hmm. Are you having information interviews with people that live a life that you want to have? Are you researching? Have you asked questions? Like, are you reading? There's so many things. Do you have hobbies? Like, and oftentimes you ask adults what their hobbies are, and they don't even know. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? People don't even know what they even like to do anymore. And so, for those people who are constantly yearning for that purpose, or what am I supposed to be doing? Start off by doing stuff. If it doesn't speak to you, then do something else. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be active in your pursuit of purpose. That's essentially what I'm kind of getting at. But, so yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Lo, we appreciate you so very much. Let everybody know, because I know that tickets are about sold out. All right. So if y'all haven't already got your tickets for, of course, No Flight Necessary, where do they need to go, Lo?
They need to go. You can purchase tickets. You can go straight to the NoFlightNecessary.com. That's the website. It's on Eventbrite. If you are on Instagram, you can find me at CANT STAY PUT _. The link in my bio is the Eventbrite. There is also a No Flight Necessary Instagram account, which also goes into more depth about it. And you can even Google No Flight Necessary. The Eventbrite will come up. And so, like I said, tickets for Atlanta are on sale. It's going to be a very historic event because my vision is to take this global. It will be dope to be able to say I was at the very first one, and so Atlanta is going to be off the chain. And I'm super, super excited about it.
And we're excited for you, Lo. Thank you so much for passing through, dropping that knowledge on our peoples. And you guys already know where to go to get in contact with your girl, because she's doing some major moves. And y'all can say, hey, I remember when she was on Ash Said It. Yeah, back in the day.
Yes.
Talking with Ash Brown. But much more success to you, Lo. You have us as a resource. Let me know whenever there's anything else going on, anything that you want to promote and put out there and let folks know. Just hit me up. We'll schedule something. We'll set it up. All right.
Love it.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for downloading the show. 250,000 streams worldwide. I never imagined it in my wildest dreams. So I appreciate you guys so very much. I love y'all. Anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. because that's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, it's cool, it's fun, but real life is so much better. I'll holler at y'all later.